this edition. Premier meets Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church Arbitration Committee. White House insists Trump believes Russia is still a threat. Hello, thank you for joining us. This is Oromia Broadcasting Network and I'm Thomas Kamulato with the news. Those were the headlines, now news in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has held talks with members of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church Arbitration Committee. Patriarch of the Church, Abuna Matthias, last week announced plans to dispatch a team to the United States to bring peace between the exiled and the local synod. Olkaondin was looked at in his report.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has discussed with Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Arbitration Committee in his office. He said the arbitration committee should work for national consensus between the religion and the country, which is highly needed, peace and stability of religion in order to have a peaceful country.
During reconciliation, patience is highly needed. People came to speak what they think directly. So, your patience will solve their problem. When your institution becomes strong, Ethiopia will become strong.
The arbitration committee will head to America to have a discussion between the institutions. The Premier also conveyed a message for the committee in order to pay the needed sacrifice to restore peace in the religion. The Premier also thanked both group religious fathers and arbitration committee for their endless support in restoring agreement. He also underscored that the hate cartel between them should get it.
For the last 2 decades, Ethiopian Orthodox Church has been separated into 2 groups. Restoring peace and agreement between those groups is your core agenda. Making separation is an easy thing, but restoring agreement will be difficult. To make this, you all have to work with neutral mind and accountability. Orthodox belongs to we all, because in your religion, you and we all should work together, since your religion is the expression of our identity as well.
The arbitration committee is expected to fly to America in the following week. They are also expected to have an agreement between the groups and bring back the other group to home country.
Ethiopian Airlines has officially started its inaugural flight to the Eritrean capital, Asmara. An Ethiopian delegation consisting of 456 people from all walks of life traveled to the country yesterday. Ulqam Dumo has the detail.
From Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and President Isaias Afwerki's agreement, the commencement of transportation is the first one. Ethiopia and Eritrea's government has separated for almost 20 years. The 2 country governments have renewed their brotherly relation, and Ethiopian Airways has started the first flight to Eritrea with 450 passengers. Chief Executive Officer of Ethiopian Airline Tewolde ገብረ Mariam in the opening ceremony said the flight will renew the brotherly relation between the 2 countries, adding it is an opportunity to meet families and kin whom separated for 20 years.
We are not only connecting Asmara and Addis, but we are also creating excellent connectivity for all Eritreans and of Eritrean origin residing in the United States, Canada, Europe, Middle East and Asia. They have been suffering to visit families, friends and relatives with a very difficult connections, taking 2-3 days to complete the journey back home to Asmara. But since today, or starting today, they will be meeting their friends, relatives and families with an hour-to-hour connections in Addis. So Asmara is now connected with the rest of the world.
Representative of African Union, Ms. Minata Susuna, said the agreement of the 2 countries has become pride of Africans.
It will significantly enhance the prospect for peace, stability and development in the whole of Africa region.
She also said the agreement will highly support to achieve the plan of Africa in 2063. Ambassador of Eritrea with the African Union, Ambassador Arya Desta, said the visit of two country leaders was fruitful. The flight also will open another chapter between the two nations.
I am sure that the present blowing gentle wind of peace, love, cooperation, development, and enjoyable neighborhood will continue to flourish forever.
The flight was led by the former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Hayilemaryam Desalegn. He said Dr. Abiy will deserve more thanks, adding both countries have lost many things by the absence of peace between them. But now everything has restored and the two countries should work for more improvement.
We have to work hard to regain our stability and love more than ever. If we are united, no one can stop us. We will benefit the Horn as well.
Hayilemaryam also underscored that the two countries will work to sustain the started peace and harmony. It also said that the flight will be twice or 3 times per day.
Scholars of Adama and RC universities pointed out that the improving Ethio-Eritrean relation would have paramount role in strengthening social, economic, and political relations between the two countries. Ulmo Bain has more on that.
Scholars of Adama Science and Technology University and RC University have discussed the current situation in OBN studio. They said political improvements that have been seen in Ethiopia in these 3 months can be a good example for even other African countries. They also said the renewed Ethio-Eritrean relation has paramount role in strengthening socio-economic and political relations among the two countries.
These two countries are not simply neighboring countries. They have strong relations. They had been living together for a long period of time before they came to conflict. So the people of two countries has long common history.
What both countries had lost beyond economy is human resource. Because of war between the two countries, there were also high economic damage.
The scholars said bringing sustainable security between Ethiopia and Eritrea would strengthen the relation of the two countries in many ways.
One's family is based for social interaction and economy, but due to Ethio-Eritrean conflict, many families fall apart, even couldn't meet each other through phone call. So when these families meet each other, there are many improvements. These two countries have greater role in empowering and building the IGAD countries. Not only this, they do have role even in African Union. Ethiopia and Eritrean security can be garant for the security of the Horn of Africa.
Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed's mentorship program for exceptional students will bring new next week, according to the Office of Prime Minister Office. The program lasts for a week and will offer the young graduates first-hand exposure to the working of the key government agencies. About 400 gold medalists, graduate students from all Ethiopian universities will attend the program to be launched by the Premier on Monday. The program will provide any opportunity for the students to learn about public policy and relationship. The students will visit the Premier, the Prime Minister's office, Parliament, the National Palace, and the industrial parks, among others. FBC reported. Head of the Opidio Central Office, Adanych Abebe, says her party will work with contesting parties on ensuring unity and benefit of the Oromo people. Adanych discussed with delegation of United OLF led by Abanaga Jara in her office. On the discussion, she said lack of unity had been exposed Oromo for reparation and marginalization. She said her party would sustain work with all Oromo political parties to strengthen the unity of the nation and building new Oromo and Ethiopia without compromising interest of the Oromo people. Leader of the United OLF Abajara, for his part, said, analyzing the current situation in the country, his party has decided to struggle being in the people. The leader said, in addition to The invitation made for his party come home, considering the works done by the Oromia regional government and OPIDO in leading struggle of the Oromo people forward. He added, all political parties should work contemporarily to sustain the gained victories and changes for the sake of the public's benefit. The Oromia Government Communication Affairs Bureau reported. You'll be watching OBN with me, Thomas Kamlat. Now news from abroad. The White House has insisted it believes Russia still poses a threat to the U.S. aimed confusion over comments made by President Donald Trump. Mr. Trump appeared to disagree with U.S. intelligence, which he responded not to a question about whether Russia was still targeting American elections. Later White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said Mr. Trump was saying no to answer more questions. It comes aimed fully of criticism over his recent comment about Russia. Ms. Sanders said at a news briefing on Wednesday, the president and his administration are working very hard to make sure that Russia is unable to meddle in our election as they have been done in the past. On Tuesday, Mr. Trump said he misspoke during Monday's summit when he appeared to side with Mr. Putin over claims of Kremlin meddlings in the U.S. elections. U.S. Intelligence Chief Dan Katos said on Monday that Russia was involved in ongoing pervasive effort to undermine our democracy, the BBC reported. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all for now.